in cross-cultural perspective. And we are going to discuss about this topic not only today, but also in Friday. So culture, what is culture? What is culture in Estonian? Who knows this word? Culture. Kultuur, jah, kultuur. Kultuur. Eesti kultuur, eks ole. Me räägime täna Eesti kultuurist. Eesti kultuur. And we'll talk about something else, what is culture shock. Who knows what is culture shock? Kultuurishokk ja kulturatsioon, acculturation. And maybe many of you think that, oh, I just need Estonian language, grammar and vocabulary. I don't need such this acculturation and cross-cultural communication stuff. But actually, it influences how successful you are when you learn Estonian. And I'm going to show it to you today. So, what people say about culture? What is culture? Gert Hofstede is a very famous cross-cultural communication researcher. He says that culture is a collective programming of the human mind that distinguishes the members of one human group from those of another. So it's like a collective programming. We're like programmed. And Robert Gibson says culture is a shared system of attitudes, hoiakud, beliefs, uskumused, mida ma usun, what I believe, mida ma usun, values, väärtused, and behavior, käitumine. And Leonard Hall, what he says, culture designates what do we pay attention to and what do we ignore. So how we perceive Estonians and all the Estonian culture and everything we see here, it's actually culturally determined. It is determined from our own cultural background, how we perceive other cultures. He says that culture is like wearing sunglasses, which differ in color. You know, she's wearing sunglasses. We may have different sunglasses, different glasses when we see the world differently. We never take them off. It shapes how we see the world, and it shapes our communication. Thus culture is not something we are born with. Culture is something we have learned. Me oleme õppinud oma kultuuri. Me õppisime selle kultuuri. Our parents, meie vanemad, taught us how to behave politely in our culture. Now we came to Estonia and we're like children. We have to learn it all over again. It's very stressful. Sometimes it's very stressful. So we have acquired this culture throughout our childhood according to our cultural context, and we use it subconsciously. This is automatically what we do. So we have different cultural expectations because we come from different cultures. We have different perceptions, different interpretations. In order to communicate, a person has to convert or translate his message, all the information, our ideas, our feelings into behavior, how we behave. For example, he gives a car with two hands. We here take it with our one hand, not very politely, if he thinks it from his own culture, but if he knows something about other culture, or he knows something about this culture, he would take it with two hands. So it's very important actually. And this way of communication always is dependent on our perception or interpretation or evaluation of other person's behavior. We evaluate other persons, we interpret how they what they do and how they behave, and we judge people. We say, oh, they are not polite, service is not good, this is not good, that is not good, they must change, they must do this, they would do that. But actually, we don't see how and why we feel in this way. So when we start, when we come here, when we leave our comfort zone, our home country, and come to the new country, then we enter into the new society, and our starting point is called ethnocentrism. This is that we have acquired competence in our own culture, but we don't. We perceive the other culture from the viewpoint of our own culture, and we look at the world, the new culture, and we judge others primarily from the perspective of our own culture, because we don't understand why they are behaving. I should know whether it was a polite or impolite.
Colored glasses. They are hooked in like toenails or fingers. No one even thinks of removing the eyeglasses. The glasses differ. One type reveals an all-blue world. Another paints the world with a golden amber glow. Others act to magnify. Some are telescopic. One kind even drains all color, leaving only black and white. The people of Glassland get along all right, most of the time. Of course, the black and white people hear tales about sunsets from the golden glow people and think, those people just don't see the real world. If you lived here, how would you communicate? In some way, we are all Glasslanders. Our glasses are culture. We never take off our culture, and it shapes how we see the world, and that shapes our communication.
So, perceptual patterns are culturally determined and inaccurate. So our perception is not actually objective. It's never objective. Even in within our own culture, it's objective. So, meaning that what we perceive is firstly influenced by a person's cultural background, and secondly, need not reflect reality, even within our own culture. Actually, the rest of it is non-verbal. Our body language, our gestures, our facial expressions, personal space, how much space I need, room, minu room. Siis not closer, you must stand there. Paralanguage, our voice, intonation, emotions. Do I wave with hands? You know, in Estonia, children are raised, my mother and my relatives always saying, don't wave with your hands all the time. Because, you know, Estonians don't wave with hands. It's not polite. But I'm waving a lot of ways. And if people, for example, there were Armenians who told me that now they have lived so long in Estonia, when they go back to home, then people say, oh, you're so cold. You're so without emotion. What's wrong with you? But you know, and they realize that they have probably lived too long in Estonia because they just behave as Estonians. Non-verbal communication, lot of signs. What does it mean? What does it mean? Mitä se tähendab? Mitä se tähendab? Mitä se tähendab? Missä on?
It's me? It's something.
Oh, it's me.
Mina.
Nina. No. Mina. Yeah, it's me. Estonians never understand when you put your name. For Estonians, it's me. Me. Not no. This is what Mina. Mina. For example, and this sign, it may be very rude in some cultures. For Estonians, it is our, who is this? Who knows?
Savisaar.
See Savisaar, jah. Meie linnapea. Linnapea, our mayor.
Yeah. Is what? The mayor.
The mayor. Linnapea. Linnapea. Tallinna linnapea. In Estonia, it's a positive sign. Okay, good, great job. Tubli, hea töö. And, for example, typical greeting or waving goodbye or hello. It's very common to greet shaking hands. Yes. But mostly she just raise a hand. Yes, it's shaking hands is not so common in Estonia. It's very official. You probably shake hands a lot because you are in a very official situation. But we, normal people, common people, we just wait for a while. So our president.
What about a hug? Not common here.
It's hug, no hugging, no hugging. Still. Yes.
There wasn't here to hug. No, it's not.
Actually,
it was a shock for me.
Yeah.
This thing, for example.
Yeah, in Latin America, people hug and kiss even if they meet for the first time, especially in Chile. During our official receptions, people would come, shake hands, and also kiss and hug.
Yeah. Even if you
And
meet
you don't
twice
know
in the
the
same
person,
day, you
yeah.
do all the time. You do.
You know.
And when you say goodbye, you do the same too. When I came here, my wife was 7 years away from Estonia. She met friends after 7 years, and they just like this. And I was expecting.
Yes. And, you know, counting numbers is the same. How do you count numbers?
You say 1, 2, 3.
How do you count numbers? Yksi, kaksi, kolme.
Kaksi.
Kaksi. Kolme.
Neljä.
Neljä.
Viisi.
Kuusi.
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 Like this?
Seitsemän.
Finland.
This is Kymmenen.
Kyllä. Yeah. Estonians count this way. I have actually feel when a student teacher she taught small Italian kids, and when she counts yksi, missä yksi, kaksi, kolme. So Estonians count yksi, kaksi, kolme. So
You start with this?
yeah, yksi, kaksi, kolme. But very often.
Like this.
But very often, but when, yes, if you count, then you start with the thumb. And when you order beer, if you order or coffee, how do you signal?
If it's two, it's like this.
Do you like this?
If you do like this, it's Victor. Or peace and love.
Victor,
Yeah.
not two
Like this is
beers.
saying hi or whatever, but if you want to say two, you do like this.
And he's sitting us 2
But
beers.
also to call the waiter, if you do just like this slight wave of the hand, it's okay. If you do like this so that she comes and takes your order.
So what do you think? What our Prime Minister? Kes on?
Ansip.
Ansip, yeah. Ansip. What is in us? 1 beer. What do you think? 1 coffee. Attention. Attention. Yes. Not 1 beer.
From my point of view, I'm more interested in the history and culture than the language. I want to learn the language too. I want to live here, but for me, it's easier for me to adapt if I know how people think here, because it's completely different than me. Like, I learned a lot from the history with Sule. Like, I've been married 7 years, and I understand my wife more now than I did in 7 years that we lived together.
Yes.
Just because of 3 classes, that I understand that it's not her that is like this, it's her
Why
background.
she's behaving like she
Yeah.
does, yeah. Yes, it's very important. So there are very many causes of cross-cultural conflicts and differences in speaking, listening habits, verbal, non-verbal communication, differences in how to see and use style, taking turns versus all voices together, deadlines. How important are deadlines? Some teachers say, you must come precisely at 9 o'clock in the morning when it starts at 9 o'clock, not 9:15. So, but
That's very German.
Yeah, I noticed that the Estonians are very precise in time. If they say I'm gonna be there 12, it's 12, no dot.
yes.
Yeah.
Brazilians, if we say 12, is 12:40, 1:30.
Yes, but sometimes we are late. We are still late, and I had last time when we had a couple of years ago adaptation course, then I had such kind of experience, and I was 2 minutes late, and I had to take one from an Arab to another town, and he was so worried. During these 2 minutes, he called to everybody he knew, where I am, where is she, where is she? Maybe he was 1 minute late, but now it's 2 minutes late, and maybe I am gone already. So, and I was so peaceful, and I was so convinced that he will come somewhere 15 minutes later or half an hour later. So I just walked. I was prepared to wait for him at half an hour at least. So and he was worried that 2 minutes late, 2 minutes late, what has happened? So now you are here and you expect us to be very precisely, you can be disappointed.
It varies from person to person, but on a general, from what I saw until now,
If the bus
everybody's
leaves,
very,
yeah.
very
If the bus
punctual.
leaves 3:03 and then it leaves 3:03.
But the meeting starts exactly on time,
Yes.
conferences, everything, we've seen that.
Yeah. And I've seen how it is in Turkey or in Jordan, for example. And at first I couldn't believe that. How is it possible? How can I must be at 9:30 somewhere? But how is it possible I get there when the bus leaves, when the bus is full?
But the bus waits for you if you are late.
Yeah.
All the other people
At first
decide
I
also.
also believe that it's possible.
Sometimes it's the same
It's possible. I can't get anywhere. But then I started to realize that I was everywhere on time. However, the bus left when it was full.